Welcome back for another episode of the Chamber Podcast. My name is Rob Johnson. Joining me in studio today is Libby Conger. She is the Community Engagement Coordinator at the Northfield Township Area Library. Libby, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Libby, I think a lot of people have a perception that libraries are kind of out of date, old fashioned. Who goes to libraries anymore? What do libraries even do? And I was telling you in the pre-show, we have a library in our town. We're in Fowlerville on the west side of Livingston County. And it's a fantastic library. Kids love going there and they're constantly doing new things there. So I am not of the opinion that libraries are old fashioned and out of date, but I can certainly understand why people might think that just because it seems like an older concept. So I want to get into more of your background and whatnot, but just in a general overview, what is the primary purpose of a library in 2024?
Well, I was going to say it's easier to speak to our goal.
Sure.
I have to admit, I haven't been to many libraries in the area. So I have not much to compare to, but we really are out to share information. We want people to learn. We want people to have access to what they don't normally have.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't have to be books. I mean, we have a library of things that's cake pans and metal detectors and just about anything that you could think of. We've kind of figured out a way to check it out and get it to people. Yeah. We want people to have what they need.
I was not expecting cake pans and metal detectors. I thought you were going to say like DVDs or like audiobooks.
Yeah, those are
maybe 8 tracks for Johnny's car.
Those are the old things that. Yeah.
All right. So, how does the library decide what to curate and what to keep there for the public need? That's
kind of a very tricky line that we balance. Being in an old house, which I'm sure we'll get to, we have very, very, very small areas, very limited space. So we are constantly trying to evaluate what goes out, what people want. We're trying to talk to our patrons to find out what they want to read. People can request things, and frequently that's what drives our purchase choices. Right on our website it says request to buy. We can get digital stuff. We will take all of the ideas when people have been pushing for the 3D printer. So that's something that we're kicking around. We'll see.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about you. So how does one become in charge of the social and the media aspects of a library?
Honestly, I just kind of showed up. We moved to the area about 8 years ago. I grew up in Lansing. We fell in love with a local school. We enrolled the kids 2 weeks before school started. And then like the next day we closed on a house, but they wouldn't let us in for a month. So we ended up commuting the kids about an hour to school each morning, down 23. It was horrible. But I discovered the library, which is right there on the highway. I could get internet from the parking lot. So I would drop the kids off at school, and the youngest who wasn't in school, I would hang out in the library parking lot and kill time until they opened at 10. And then we would go in and play with the Legos, and we would hang out till lunch, and then we'd go eat lunch in the parking lot. And then we would go back in and hang out for another couple hours until I picked up the kids from school. So we became that patron that literally lived at the library. It was great. They had everything that we needed. And the moment that we had that address showing that we were local, I ran in and I was like, I need my card, guys. I'm ready for my card. Couple years down the line, the gig at the hospital was driving me nuts, and I didn't want to do that anymore. So we decided to look at different options. And the next week there was a part-time sign in the window, and I said, hey, can't hurt to ask. So I started as a library assistant.
Okay.
And was there maybe 9 months before I kind of climbed the short ladder. Because like I said, there's only 9 of us in the building, 10 of us maybe.
So is there even an interview process? Or like,
no, there is. Yes.
Okay. I was just wondering because they know you so well. It's just like, yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
It was a good interview.
Yeah. Here's this badge. Just come on the other side of the counter and we're good to go.
I knew where everything was already. It was great.
Probably the shortest onboarding they ever had for an employee.
Yeah. But that's our library is our second home, and it's been an honor to be now kind of in charge of things and and help get out this story that, I want everyone else to have their own little story too.
Yeah. And I would imagine from a public good perspective, you want people who want to be working at the library, not just people that are just doing it just for a job but someone like yourself who's very passionate about the work that's there and very focused on curating things to make sure the community has what they need from a support standpoint. I think that's what you would want in someone who's working at the library, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Very good. So I know the building, it's kind of turn of the century, 1900s. I keep forgetting we're in the 2000s era.
I know it sneaks up on you.
It sure does. 24 years after it turned. The building that you're in is right around 1900 is when it was built. At what point did that become the library?
We're coming up, I believe, on 35 years.
Okay.
I hope that's right. My director hopefully isn't shaking her head at me. So I've been a library for about 35 years, I think. We added an addition in, I think, 2010 to almost double the footprint so our people that come in still will go home and go, wow, how did this building get so big? We added half, and that's where we put all the kids' stuff. So it's a very unique building. Comes with a lot of struggles, like owning a very old house.
Sure. Ghosts?
It depends on who you ask.
Okay.
I used to be on the clean team that would come in after hours, and we would do the deep cleaning after the years of COVID. And I will say, when the lights would dim, that neither of us we wouldn't split floors. We would clean on the same floor together. Sure.
Especially in that horror section.
Yes.
Where it's all the scary books. So, talk to me a little bit about what a typical use case is for a library. How does the average person use a library?
We have a very broad range. We have a group of people who come in just for the computers and the printing service. That's become the big thing nowadays is printers. And I will tell you, everyone tells us all their ink drives up. They can't keep up with the cost of ink. So they come and they pay us 10 cents per page. It's great. A huge service. So we have a lot of people that come in just for the computers. And then we have our kids that come in and just read and read and read and read, which is really great. And we have a group of patrons who stick to just our programming, which is fine. We have a gardeners group that meets. We have, we're starting a new series called Eat and Engage that works to bring in unique topics, things that you wouldn't really think of a library touching on. But we have the books to support it. So we're trying to bring people in on new topics. So we just had a cardio drumming class at the end of cardio drumming.
What is that?
It's an exercise class where you drum on giant exercise balls.
Okay.
Held in buckets.
Sounds awesome.
It's very loud.
I was going to say, it also sounds,
it was end of the
noise-canceling
day.
headphones are needed.
Yeah, end of the day event, and we were really hoping no one was coming in to use the computers for the last hour.
How'd the event go?
It went really well. We had as many people packed in our little room as we could. They all said, when are you doing any other, when's the next one? And, we have to figure that one out. But
it's going to be after hours.
Right. Or maybe outside. Now that it's nice, we'll do it outside. We've got a pavilion out there. It's great. So we have, those are probably our biggest distinct users, our their computers and our book readers. Graphic novels are kind of becoming their own area.
Like the comic, graphic novels?
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. So what does it cost to join the library?
Absolutely nothing. All you have to have is a Michigan ID. If you are a minor, you just have to have your parent have an ID in the state of Michigan. Very simple process. We try to make it as painless as possible. Bring in that bill just to prove that you're local. Some people want to prove they're local, but it's not that big of a deal. As long as you get your stuff back, we don't mind.
Awesome. So I know there's a lot of events that go through the library. As I was looking over your website, there's a ton of things that are coming up. How do you decide what events to have? Are there events that turn over and recur every month? How does that work?
We typically, with the new program, if we're going to make it reoccurring, we give it about 3 months and hope that we get a decent amount of following within that. We have a handful of book clubs that recur every month, a couple different times of the day. Like I mentioned, the Eat and Engage series is two things a month that are just very unique, trying to shake things up. We have weekly kid programs, story times, monthly Lego clubs. Most of the kid things are drop-in, just show up, come when you can. But yeah, it's a very much trial and error.
Okay.
And trying to listen to all the musings of the other book club ladies who say, oh, well, this would be great. All right, well, let's give it a try. Give it a go.
So right now we're recording this, it's March 12th. So what's coming up that people can look forward to at the library?
Oh, well, we've got, tonight is our first silent book club that I'm hoping picks up. That's a different type of people, I think. So we're introducing our silent book club.
Hold on, I got to ask.
What a silent book club is?
Yes.
It's you pick your own book. You show up at the library. We have some really awesome cozy areas, nice swirly chairs that you can sit in, read your own book for half an hour, 45 minutes. And typically, I think that's it. Like you just read and then you can go.
You have to talk to anybody?
You don't even have to
Sounds
talk to
anyone. Sounds like an introvert's dream.
It is. We're offering a little bit of a social time afterward. Got some icebreakers and I think some sweets and popcorn to offer the opportunity to socialize and talk about your book.
Yeah.
Or anything else but I think it developed because people didn't want to be told what to read in a traditional book club. So
sure.
Yeah. I tried it at book clubs for everyone.
All right. Silent book club.
Yep. We've got a literary passport book club, which is going to be translated books. So just a unique, different type of book. We've got our block party, which is Legos for all ages. Anyone can come in. We have giant bins of Legos that we just dump out, and dad and kids often are found back there building lots of things.
Okay.
It's a good Saturday activity. And We've got spring break coming up at the end of the month. So we're offering 2 movies and decorate your own cookie on Wednesday.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any annual or semi-annual events that are kind of like capstone events that you look forward to every year?
Well, March is reading month, is our probably a big month for all libraries around the nation.
Yeah.
Schools as well. Our summer reading club is our other big event. Mid-June is our kickoff. And we just encourage kids to read all summer. That's, I think statistically the one thing that shows with education, the kids who continue that summer education do better the next year. So we work hard to support that as much as we can and make it fun. So our summer reading club program is it's a lot of work. That's what our year comes to.
Is it effective?
I think so. I mean, my kids love to read, so
that's cool.
We've got those ones. Yeah,
I've always wondered, this has probably zero to do with the library, but I've always wondered the idea of like giving kids 3 months off during the summer and how it affects them from a learning perspective.
I think from even just the parent perspective, I have my oldest is going to be starting high school next year. So we've seen a lot of summers, and I think I read somewhere that they lose 60% of what they started with at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah. And
almost 3 months is dedicated to reintroducing all of that. Just kind of blows my mind, but
yeah.
And not that we can fix all of that, but I do know part of my job as community engagement coordinator is this spring has been to reach out to some of the local schools to try and figure out, what do you want them reading this summer? Like, let us know. We'll get these books. We'll put them on the shelves. We'll get the kids in here and
it's cool.
Hopefully help.
Excellent. So if someone wants to learn more about the library, where should they go?
I can tell you now we are pretty active on social media. Facebook is our big one. We have a lot of patrons on Facebook. Instagram, not so much, but we're still there. We're trying. And our website is always up to date. That's our main source of information and our number one, but ntal.org. Nice and easy.
Simple. Libby, anything else before I wrap up today?
Oh, I don't think so. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. I appreciate you coming in the studio and chatting libraries with me.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, everyone, that's going to wrap up this week's edition of the Chamber Podcast. I certainly appreciate you watching. We'll be back with another episode next week. Take care.